This then goes into our first church council, although they're not the church yet.
No.
This goes into our first committee meeting, and so we've got those present are listed and attending. That reminds me of the book of Numbers in the Old Testament, where everybody has to gather and everybody is listed.
Yep.
Except that was like so many people, and this is just like a weeny little group of folk.
And the women.
And the women. And the women. And Mary, the mother of Jesus, and his brothers. So the women who had been at the tomb are there. Mary Magdalene is there.
People who spread the message.
Yeah. Devoted themselves steadfastly to pray, waiting together. I think it's a shame that the women didn't get a vote. I mean, I don't know whether they were allowed to vote, but they couldn't be voted for, I imagine.
They weren't in the ballot.
No, because then it just says brethren, that they have to, and then they have to go and...
Where does yours say brethren?
Verse 16, what does yours say?
Mine says brothers and sisters.
That's even better.
Yeah.
What version is yours? NIV, and mine's Amplified.
And then it says, the Greek word for brothers and sisters refers here to believers, both men and women, as part of God's family.
Fantastic. We like that. So then it tells us about remembering about Jesus and how he was arrested and everything that was going to be gloomy and deserted. It's all a bit sad, isn't it?
Yeah. I just got to the bit about his intestines spilled out. Sorry.
Do you want to tell us about that? What happens? Why did his intestines spill out?
Because he'd fallen headlong.
Who had?
Judas.
I've
never read that before.
No. Never read that before.
They don't, like, when you talk about it in Sunday school and they talk about Judas betraying Jesus, they never tell you about this bit.
And yeah, it'd be great because the kids would love all that goriness.
It'd be a wonderful colouring picture.
It would be a fantastic colouring picture. We could do it with like slime.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and like jelly sweets.
Yeah.
That would be so good.
And
But because of that, because they don't have Judas anymore, they have to elect a new person. So we have the committee meeting vote as to who will be appointed. And they all prayed. And they prayed and said, you, Lord, who know all hearts, our thoughts and passions and desires and purposes, indicate to us which one of these, the two people are going to be voted on, which one of these two have you chosen to take the place in this ministry, the place of Judas. And so they draw lots. So is that like voting slips or short straw? They must have put themselves
the lot fell to
forward.
Yes.
And then they have all of their full cohort of the messengers and the special messengers. But I absolutely love that they need to do this incredibly practical thing. They need to do this structure, this organisation. Yes, this democratic thing. They need to get all of their ducks in a row. They, they've been told to go and wait. They've been told to pray because the power's going to come. But they have to get themselves in order. It's not just mayhem. There's actual structure and process that's happening here before the Holy Spirit can come.
Yeah.
I love that. Maybe as a Methodist. It feels quite methodical and organised.
And you hope that when we take votes at a church council that it's been prayed on this much.
You would hope so. For 40 days.
So. Yes.
Well, we give 2 weeks notice.
Yeah, we should make that
so that's 14 days.
And we have taken some big votes recently. And
We've taken some big votes.
They were prayed on and
yeah,
that's how we came to the decisions.
I like that.